So one of the weddings I've done recently at Seamill Hydro, you know how you get those moments where it's kind of like that's really unique.
Yeah.
What I've just seen happen there. I kind of done my usual, found the groom, got introduced to his parents, the best man, and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I always like to have a wee nosy in where the venue's got like a separate reception set up. I know some it's a turnaround. Anyway, pops in, see Mill's already set up, and then I notices these like, you know, like when I've done ceremonies, it's got an oathing stone.
Yeah.
Where the couple seal their vows in stone.
Yeah.
Every place setting has got a stone on it with the name of the first name.
Like a
the
place
person.
card type of thing.
Well, they still had a place setting thing, but this was on top of the table, the plate.
Right.
And I'm thinking, what is this all for? Is it just a few tables? Is it for kids? What's it for? And at the top table is a massive rock, like huge, with the bride and groom's first name in it. Anyway, long story short, the couple in the lead up to it, and for those watching it and listening that know Seamill Hydro, it's right on the beach.
Yep.
And they had painstakingly gathered these, stones.
Collected them themselves.
For themselves, washed them, and then wrote the names. And the gesture, this is leading up to, this is a really cool gesture, and I've seen a clip of this later on their social media. So outside the Seamill before the beach, there's a kind of wall.
Yeah.
All the guests, well, there seemed to be most of them there, were all lined up. This was later on at night, kind of the golden hour, the sun's going down, and they threw their stone back into the beach, the pebble area. It's quite rocky at that part. I thought that's a really lovely way of sort of symbolising the place where you got married and, kind of set their love in stone in a way type of thing. So I just thought it was really cool how that came around.
I'd throw it and then go back down the stairs and try and collect it again. Take it home with me.
But have you been seeing much out? Because obviously wedding season, we're both out quite a lot.
Yeah. I recently had a couple in this moment just, there's some moments that just melt your heart that you go, my gosh, like these people are so lucky. So I was at the bottom of an aisle. The couple had just came up. They are holding hands and they have a child together and they both had a child each from previous relationships. So they're walking up with the youngest child's hand, hand in hand. The three of them go up and then the rest of the bridal party are walking up. And the two sisters who, were becoming sisters on that day, we come out of the marquee at Cornhill Castle and we're just about to pop inside, let bride and groom have a wee moment. And the sisters held hands and turned round to each other and were so excited and went, we're finally officially sisters. But these girls were like 14.
It wasn't like a couple of toddlers or
7
primary age or something. Wow.
They were older girls and just they were attached to the hip to each other all day long. It was so nice. It was just such a moment that I was like, wow, this family are really just one unit. Yeah. And like how
blended
lucky
family.
Just so lucky for them. That like just melted my heart. So it did.
And what about you said they had did the couple have another kid between them?
Between them, together.
So they've got
a wee boy.
And is he kind of cutting about as well?
Oh, he was giving it big licks. So he was. He was right up during the ceremony, getting right involved. Looking up to see what mum and dad were doing. But no, it was so nice, and the girls were just like besotted about him as well. Like all night, just kept looking out for him. What was he doing? They were like his wee protector. And
I'll do the talking here. Weddings aren't all as perfect as they look on Instagram, but with the right tips and advice, they can be pretty amazing.
We're George and Caitlin, a father and daughter team that know weddings inside out. My dad's a Humanist Wedding Celebrant, known as George the Humanist.
And Caitlin's a wedding content creator from her business, Insta Love Story, who, in 2022, I had the honour of walking her down the aisle and then marrying her off.
On each episode of I'll Do the Talking, we're sharing real wedding advice and chatting to industry guests to help plan the day that's right for you.
From ceremonies, gestures and traditions, from flowers, photos, food and family dramas, we'll walk you through it all.
So if you're planning your big day or just love a good wedding story, hit subscribe and join us down the aisle and beyond.
Well, it sounds like most of those weddings were possibly drama-free.
Yeah, that's some of the nicest moments that I've had recently.
And obviously we recently put in our socials, didn't we, and asking you guys to send us in, which we're going to go through in a wee while. But this episode's going to be about dramas, family dramas, dynamics, and seating plans. So we get some amazing comments back from everybody. Some very, very funny, and we won't read out anybody's names, by the way, so you're so anonymous. But I was thinking about like, where did drama start from, though?
So I think when you're thinking of weddings, you know, it naturally comes with high stress. But there's a lot of things.
The project, you're coordinating so many things.
There's so many things though you can do to help not be stressful. And it probably all stems from one of the main things is being truthful, being honest with people, being honest with your partner. If you know there's something that is really important to you and they don't really care about
value it as much,
be honest and come to a compromise. Families, we love them. Sometimes, you know, and they're excited for you. I think that's, you know, the hardest bit because, you know, a lot of it comes out of love. But there can be overstepping sometimes or just maybe not really knowing how to bring up awkward conversations. So being truthful is where a lot of things need to come from.
I think the drama comes from not doing that.
Yeah.
Is one like drama pot.
Yes.
And then the other drama pot is stuff you can't really control. And I'm talking about relationships. So I see it quite a lot at ceremonies where probably particularly remarried parents or repartnered parents, and like who's sat where and who can possibly be sat where, and that'll be on the seating plan stuff we'll talk about in a while. So you can't really, the only thing I think you can do to help that is if it's a relationship that they just definitely can't be near each other, then I guess as a groom or a bride, surely the best way is just to have that conversation early. Please, no drama on my wedding day. You're going to have to suck it up. Yeah.
If you feel like you can't suck it up, then that's on you to take yourself out of the equation because somebody would way rather that you go, listen, I just can't take that on. That I'm not going to be able to achieve that for you, and I'm going to take that away and take myself out of the equation. Yeah. Somebody would rather that than an argument breaking out on the wedding day. Aye. If you really feel like you can't get on with someone and it's going to bother other people so much, you know, you need to be the one to step up and do it. We talked a little bit about, and we've got a few things in about expectations from wedding parties and, you know, brides and grooms and bridesmaids and groomsmen. What are the expectations of a role? Yeah. I think this comes from sometimes were you too eager to ask people, and the excitement is amazing. You've booked your venue. Engagements happen. You've got your engagement party. You've booked your venue. Your boxes are made to do the bridesmaid asking, or and it's like so far away that you haven't really thought through roles. Is that what you mean? Yeah. So having a bridesmaid isn't just there to go and have a really nice holiday, get a holiday out of it to go on a hen do. It's not just because that's what you do. You need to actually think about what they're there for. They're there to help if you want them to with the planning process, but also they're such an important part on the day because bridesmaids and groomsmen are there to take jobs away from you guys that you don't realise is happening. Protecting you. Yes. So for example, if something went wrong on the day, I'd say the wedding coordinator needed an answer on this isn't going to fit here, where should we move that? A bridesmaid should be able to answer that instead of the bride. The bride doesn't really need to know about it. No. So do you trust that bridesmaid? You know the text you hear people get, it's like, I can't come to the wedding today. Yes.
I
Don't
think
text them on the
It's
day.
mad for a start, unless it's a serious thing.
Yeah.
But often the groom or the bride will say something about it, and I'm thinking, you shouldn't know that.
Yeah.
You should be finding out about that when you're sat down for your dinner and you notice they're not there.
Yeah.
Because you can do nothing about it, but it sets you off in a bad sort of footing. So you're talking about setting expectations up way in advance.
Way in the start.
But not just about jobs though, because one of the things, one of the comments we got back was, should we? It was about what does the bride and groom pay for?
Yeah.
So this stuff like people were saying, you guys were saying, the night before a wedding, paying for the accommodation of the bridal party.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You should
Yeah.
be throwing it out there. I think absolutely. If you want your party next to you, you should be there.
I think because it's not something that's needed for the day as well.
No.
That's you want them there the night before.
But for those couples who are creating an experience, like a 3-day event,
yeah,
which it often gets to these days, then they need to be thinking, what am I providing here?
Yeah.
Shoes is another thing. Somebody said in the comments, my bridesmaids, I've asked my bridesmaids, do they want to just wear their most comfortable own shoes, because you're not going to see them anyway.
I think
under the dress. Shoes
is one thing that is very mixed opinions, and I feel like I don't mind if I was a bridesmaid to pay for my own shoes, because also I want to pick shoes that I like and that I'm going to rewear. But the dress itself, the couple should be paying for that.
Definitely.
Hair and makeup, if that's how you want me to look on your day, I also don't agree that a bridesmaid should pay for that either. Specific jewellery, if you've all to wear the same earrings, the couple should pay for that, because you're asking in unity for things to be worn. So if you're saying, oh, it has to be this, then my opinion is you should be paying for it.
So if you don't do that, then the drama that comes away from that comes from the awkwardness. You've asked them 18 months ago, and you get to that point and say it's like 3 months to go. By the way, have you booked your room for the night before? Because
some of the venues are also £400 a night.
Aye.
It's also really hard, because if it's really far away, I'm also not getting my £400 experience to be in that room, because I'm at the wedding all day. I'm just going to sleep, and then that's it.
Aye.
So people can be paying a heck of a lot of money to just be there for one night, but if you want them there the night before as well, or to stay an extra night, that can't be an expectation of people to fork out for themselves, in my opinion. The awkwardness comes from not having that conversation.
Yeah.
To say, because people don't like talking about money. It's really uncomfortable for a bridesmaid. One bridesmaid will talk to another bridesmaid and say, I really can't afford this, and I don't know how to say to her, because I feel obligated that I'm supposed to, because it's their happy day. But also, if it's causing you stress and anxiety, then you're not having a good experience anyway. And it's putting that out there. So what happens is, if you've not thought about, is there expenses that you need that person to pay for, that you feel is something that they need to save up for, or things like that, you should really be putting that out there when you're asking someone, in my opinion. Because
it's almost like here's the contract agreement. Well, it's kind of like that, isn't it?
It is really, because people are going to say yes because they feel like they need to say yes.
Yeah.
And it's also fine to say yes, and then, if you want to turn around and say something, listen, actually, I've had to think about it and it was hopped up in the moment. That's okay to say, listen, I don't actually think I'm the right person for this for you. Don't think I can support you in that way. Things are turned into how many events also these days.
Like,
and I think it's important.
And stuff.
Yeah, like away hens and home hens and
people I work with hen.
Moz
hen.
Aye, the one for the moz and the aunties, and then one for all the troops, and then it gets dead messy. You shouldn't have the expectation that everybody can go to everyone. You also see brides getting upset with their bridesmaids because they've got pregnant. Or that they're choosing not to go on the away hen do because they're choosing a family holiday. Respectfully, you can't get upset with people for that.
Aye.
That's not their obligation to spend all of their hard-earned money and time off of work, which is not a lot we get, to do that when they could choose something over family. So it's things like that if you think you're going to be upset with people, kind of need to reflect on that as well.
I think the other thing is, if you're fortunate enough and you've been a bridesmaid, or you've been a groomsman or a best man or something, then in your head, replay what that was like for you.
Yeah.
And what did you like and not like about it? What would you have kind of wished you'd been told when you've been told? If you haven't been that, you can't make it up. But you will be people you could speak to.
There'll also usually be within that party someone who's been in a wedding party.
I know when I've done ceremonies and stuff for couples, and you'll send me content, it's sometimes like the fifth or sixth people in their friends group. This is the sixth wedding they're on. We're the last to get married out of our pals type of thing, or they might be the first. But I think the point here is say it out loud early as you can.
And don't be afraid to see if you can't afford to do that or you've got other priorities. Just be honest, it's way less. Listen, we all have FOMO as well. I'm not going to say it's not easy. Watching people out having a good time and away on that holiday that you wish you were on. But just be realistic. If you can't do it, you can't do it.
Hey guys, it's Jill here from Bulletproof Studios. Sorry to interrupt the episode, but this one will be quick. We are super proud to be sponsoring I'll Do The Talking's Very. It's been fantastic having George and Caitlin in the studio recording this amazing podcast, which really offers great advice and honest truth into what you can expect when planning your wedding and the wedding industry in general. So they record their podcast right here at Bulletproof Studios in Airdrie, where we help them and other clients with everything from podcast recording, content creation, editing and everything in between. So if you've been thinking of starting a podcast or you need support with content creation, then feel free to get in touch either through our website or our Instagram at Bulletproof Studios. Okay, that's enough of that. Now let's get back into the episode.
Do it. Because also you could be a bridesmaid in 3 weddings that year. You get to that certain age group sometimes where all your friends get married in one. You can't do everything for everybody. That then if it's not something that you want to do, just be honest, and before you ask people, think about what it is that you're actually asking of people. Do you think that they will make your day easier and the process easier? Are they going to add stress? And if you have expectations of people, tell them it, because see if they can't do that. It's also nothing to be upset about. You'd rather it be honest.
And it might be something when you're picking your venue, it might be something that you, like I mentioned earlier, some people pick venues and it literally is a 3-day event. Some venues do that as a kind of, you have the place for 3 days, and just understand what that's going to be like for the people you're picking. The other side of the drama, of course, was what we said about the remarried, repartnered type thing, which leads on to kind of some of the seating plan stuff. In fact, let's dive into some of the comments that we've got from for you guys. So this one was so this is a friend of the groom once asked told the couple that he had a +1 coming to the wedding, right?
Okay.
And this was a very creative bride, and she made a whole bunch of stuff for like the named place, this, that, and other, and it turned out to be he made it up.
Absolutely not.
So that is just not on.
See, if you do that, you owe that couple whatever they've paid for that person.
That's been
in
sat
my
there
head, because that could have been someone else. And that's between probably 120 to 180 pound a person.
Something like that, yeah.
If you're kidding on about that, you owe that person that money.
100%, yeah. You know who you are.
Exactly, you know who you are. Don't do that, folks.
Do you get one there?
One that came up was, how can I make sure that my mum doesn't wear white? She keeps mentioning it.
Aye.
I think that just comes back to just be truthful. And can I also just tie into this also? Anybody going to a wedding, don't wear white. See, if you have to ask, is this okay? It's not.
It's not. It's just not.
Please
listen to this one. It's not okay.
I can get on board with polka dots and that's it. Anything else, too far.
It's just rubbish, isn't it?
That also sinks into hen do's, ladies. No white to hen do's. Too far. Just tell your mum. Just
I
tell
had a
them.
similar one. This bride told me on a comment, specifically a mother-in-law.
Right.
So that's the same sort of category as a parent, isn't it?
Yeah.
As well. And someone says, make your boundaries very clear from the start. We spoke that
Yes.
earlier, and say the things that you might think are obvious to you,
Yes.
but they probably won't be obvious to the people concerned that it
people.
could cause the drama with.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great point, because when you're in like planning and bride mode and couples mode, you get lost in the moment a lot of the time, I would imagine, and your brain's different to anybody else's.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
So be upfront.
Also try not get too bogged down about having to share too many details about stuff. Sometimes people just don't need to know about your day. Like, you don't need to tell them ahead of time what all your gestures are and stuff like that. You can keep that a surprise. Like, that's one of the comments I got. Don't tell your family your plans. Like, don't. Obviously, your closer family, you're going to naturally talk about a lot of things, but you don't need to tell everybody every single thing that's going on.
Yeah.
But if there is something that you're like, no, I'm absolutely having this, then do it because it's right for you.
Well, especially
share it.
if it's something, it's not controversial, but if it's something that's like a bit out there, it could be entertainment of some sort, it could be like a colour scheme or something like that. See if you don't want to be criticised and cause drama over it, don't tell anybody about it. Just let it happen on the day.
Yeah.
And I did a similar one about the this is the relationship thing. You know, it's like literally lots of kind of eye roll emojis and LOLs here, but it's just keep them at opposite sides of the room. Just put them in seating plans. Actually, we're going to chat about that, but one of the coolest things, and it's maybe a trend that you all know, it's all over TikTok and Insta, is the paper plate with the pegs on it, and the kind of
easiest way to move them about, right? Have them sit them out, and it's the easiest way to move people about, because you'll forget, oh, that person doesn't talk to this person, or we shouldn't sit this uncle too near this person, or whatever it is. Easiest to move about. And most of it comes from your top table, the drama, because say your parents have split up, they're remarried, or your brother doesn't talk to your sister, or this in-law doesn't get on with whoever. There's a lot of different ways that you can do things now. One, think about what actually looks nice at a top table and how many people a top table can handle. Some can sit like 8 people. Some can sit 20 people. So you could have them at literally the opposite
end of
ends.
that big banquet table, as it would turn out.
So there's loads of different options. You can have the sweetheart table. That's right in just now. Just the couple, nobody else, just the two of you.
And decor-wise, you can really, I've seen some elaborate displays.
You can go off with what you're doing with that.
They've got signage for them, they've got little sayings on them, and they've got floral stuff at either side. It literally is, it looks amazing.
You could do bride and groom and maid of honour and best man.
Yep.
You could have...
Or witnesses, if it's maybe the witnesses that are different.
Yeah, have the witnesses.
I had witnesses recently, it was the couple's godmothers.
Oh, that's
nice. And that was really nice. And you might have seen it on my page, actually, because, I'm obsessed with reservation symbols and signs.
Yes,
and specifically
that is your thing.
But it does save a lot of hassle. And this one had witness of the groom in the person's name and witness of the bride, the person's name.
Oh, that's nice.
That was really, really
I
nice.
like that.
It wasn't. They knew about it, but it wasn't a surprise.
Right.
But I think it's also with seating plans. One of the comments I got was, "This is about really who you're inviting, really in total."
Yeah.
Because they end up being the seating plan. But this person's saying, this was a groom who messaged in and said about, who is it you're really inviting that's important to you? And this is an age-old one of, is it your long-lost cousins that you've never spoke to in your life before, or just people that's maybe on a list from your parents you don't... Now, as a parent and as your wedding and the girls' weddings, there was people that we invited that you probably didn't know, and I think that's fine to a point. If the list gets out of control,
there's a degree.
There's a degree of kind of tradition involved in some of that type of stuff. But I think that's a good point about making sure that your list reflects you as a couple.
I think there's a lot of different ways to do this. Some people go, would I go out to dinner with these people? Would I pay to go to a restaurant with these people? And if I wouldn't, then why am I going out with them? And why am I inviting them?
Anyway,
your day. So if you wouldn't, then
and by the way, they're the ones that text on the morning.
Aye, to say that they're not coming.
By the way, such and such isn't well, or something like that, which might be true some of the time, but sometimes it is rubbish.
So yeah, should those people be coming? If you haven't spoken to those people, you'll have a couple of people in your life, right, that you don't need to talk to all the time, but you could pick up exactly where you left off with them, like no time has passed.
Yeah.
But you'll have people that just like that, family members or cousins of cousins of cousins of whatever. You don't need to go with the dynamics of what everybody's saying. Don't have them if you don't want to have them. Also really helps if you've had a life event happen. Even just as such as a birthday. See if they haven't wished you happy birthday. Or if you've had a baby and they've not wished you congratulations or came round. If they've not been involved in those sort of things for any other family events of that type. Or big one, if they didn't wish you congratulations when you got engaged,
they
really shouldn't be coming to the wedding.
Or something. But we should say though, the sweetheart table you mentioned earlier, which we love obviously, for the reasons that the couple, there'll be two camps. They want to do it because it's trending, or they just want to be in a wee cocoon bubble of their own and stuff like that. But one of my other comments was we've decided to not have. They've went one stage further. They're not having a top table at all, or a sweetheart table. So sounds like they're sitting
just
on a table
in with it.
Now I goes to the next thing is who do you pick to sit with
at that table?
It's like you decide to have that as a round table issue or a long table issue.
Well, I guess that kind of comes at probably with like the parents scenario.
Yeah.
So see if your parents can get on and you want to have your mum and dad at the table. If they get on, great. If the partners are annoyed about not being with them for dinner, it's an hour and a half.
Aye, suck it over and get on with it.
Aye, I'm sure you can get on for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So don't moan about that if you're a partner of someone. Like, come on, you can have dinner with them 364 days of the year. Chill out for this one. But if they can't get on and you don't want to have them, then you can not have them also. Or because you can't have every variation of people if the space isn't there.
Yeah, you need a 40 strong top table to have. If you had parents who are remarried both sets,
yes, that could be 8 people. Plus you, that's...
So yeah, the options are you sit your blood parents, whatever, your people closest in your life, parents, guardians, because obviously not everybody's brought up with their parents. Sometimes
it could also be
grandparents have brought them up, or aunties and uncles. It's a bit like
just
you
going
get
to say that.
Father's Day and Mother's Day into it. I always say, who are those mother figures to you and father figures to you?
I was going to say you could let all the parents sit down and have your grandparents
who walk down the aisle as well and who are standing there. So I think the important thing is to make sure that they have thought it through, but saw the advice and chatted it out loud.
Yeah. I've got one here. We eloped to Vegas to be selfishly all about us. No regrets.
That was it, just simple.
That's it. No regrets. Didn't want everybody involved. Just went to Vegas. Go off.
That is an absolute belter.
Go for it. Go for it. Why not? Do that, and then if you want the party back home, have the party.
But the word elopement actually gets misused a wee bit sometimes. That as an elopement, they just went away and they literally got Elvis to marry them or whatever they done, and they get 2 witnesses and whatever the rules are in that country.
Yeah.
But the other thing about elopements is some people go like on an elopement where they'll just have like 6 people with them, but or maybe their immediate family maybe gets to 10 or 12. It's just a small wedding, like a mini wedding, micro wedding. There was that came out of COVID. Actually, that was a very much a trending thing coming out of COVID because that was kind of what had to happen. And people kind of really, it reminded people the actual purpose of a wedding, of like to marry someone and to legally bind yourself together, union and marriage, and it's about love after all, and what have you. But I'm going to wrap up actually on this one, which absolutely was howling at, and it was this person had a Harry Potter themed wedding, so a bit of advice they've had their wedding, whenever that was, not sure when it was, and they had the table names named after different parts of Harry Potter, and if you're a fan, you'll know what I'm talking about. So they said, I sat the people I didn't enjoy.
Okay.
Interesting word to use. Didn't enjoy at the Azkaban table.
For context, that's like the prison where the very, very, very bad people are in the middle of the ocean with no escaping.
So I'm not naming who that is, but you'll know who you are. If you feel bold enough and you want to put something in the comments and own up to it, then feel free to do so. But listen, thanks everybody for helping out with this wee episode about drama, dynamics and seating plans. It could have been an hour and a half long, this one, if not more.
If you've got more, like, we have loads to pick from. Send us through, because
send us through, and we'll do more of this. I think we'll be using the Insta page, TikTok page, much more in the future, asking you guys topics you want us to hear us talk about, gets you involved, and also asking your opinions and what guests you want us to approach to get on as well, and the different genres of that. So
absolutely,
it's been great chatting that through. So I've been George.
I'm Caitlin,
and we'll see you in the next episode.